Hey guys, Welsknight here, bringing you another brand new episode in my Lord of the Rings online Beorning Let's Play, and this is episode 49, and between episodes I've done a little bit of extra festing, so I can now afford the Steed of Odegil right here, which is what I really wanted because it matches my outfit absolutely flawlessly. So let's mount up on that and let's take a look. Look at that. That is a beautiful thing right there. Could not match any better. Absolutely flawless. So that's what we've got going on there. Now, in this episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading off to Angmar, which is honestly one of my least favorite areas in Lord of the Rings Online. Not because it's a poorly done area, or because Turbine did a bad job with it or anything like that, but because it's so incredibly uninviting and just generally depressing, which, I mean, really, that's what Angmar's supposed to be like, so Turbine actually did an excellent job with it. But they did such a good job that I never want to spend time there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head to Angmar. A couple things to note. This is episode 49. This series is ending at episode 50. So, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you would like to partake in the last episode, come on to the Landroval server. Keep an eye out in World Chat for Rathbrand for my name, and I will be gathering people together for one last huzzah, if you will. We're going to do some multiplayer stuff. What we do is going to depend on who shows up and what level range and what content we all have access to. I'm far more concerned with getting people involved than I am with playing through any specific instance or something like that. You must be at least level 20 to join, preferably closer to 40. Get as the higher the better, just because, big thing. But you have to be at least level 20, otherwise you can't join any of the skirmishes or anything like that. The game just won't let you do it. So, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you would like to join, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think it should be a lot of fun, so hopefully you'll be able to make it. And as I said, just keep an eye out on the World Chat. So, the Angmar is north of the North Downs. You can see the little pathway right up here, and we're just going to kind of head out that way. It's a pretty straightforward area. It's a little bit depressing, but it's not a bad area. And I've got a little bit of traveling to do, so I will meet you when I get a little bit closer to Angmar. Alright guys, I am back, and we are pretty close to the entrance to Angmar here. Although, you know what? I think I went through the wrong pathway. That one leads into the Valley of the Drakes. There is one thing that I wanted to note before we get any farther. I did get my 4-year gift box as part of the anniversary. So let's take a look and see what we get for that. I did get the 4-year frame, so we can bump up to that. And it looks like I've got some fairly cool cosmetics as well. Let's just take a look at those. Kind of a nice cloak. Actually, a really nice cloak. And there's a party dress, but I don't think I'm going to be wearing that very much. The tunic is okay, but it looks a little goofy. But the cloak, man, that looks beautiful. Can I dye it? Ooh, you can. I bet that would look really good. Dyed crimson. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, might have to make an outfit out of that at a later time. But anyway, we're going to head over to the other pathway into Angmar, which is right over here. And we'll kind of head up there. Now, when you first enter into Angmar, you'll encounter some, I don't remember what they're called, Suri something or other. It's some weird pronunciation name, but they're like big, scary-looking people, but they're friendly. They're friendly. And we're going to go meet up with them. You just kind of follow this path, and it will take you all the way up to a little village called Oghair right up here, which is the first main village in Angmar that is inhabited by men. However, on the way there, there's a little camp where you can pick up some quests and do some things as well. So we'll be hitting that up first, at least for a little while. As I've said before, my goal in these last couple episodes of this series is to kind of showcase as many areas as possible. So we took a look at Forakel, we took a look at the Misty Mountains, and this one we're taking a look at Angmar. I just kind of want to show off the area a little bit. Not so much worried about the questing or the leveling or anything at this point. Far more worried about just kind of giving you an idea of what the areas look like for anyone who is not familiar. But there's some quests that we can pick up here in Lemakoti, or however that's pronounced. Probably butchered it. But they give you all sorts of different quests for various different things. Some of them are killing quests, some of them are gathering quests. There's all sorts of different things. But the vast majority of these quests will all take place in kind of a general area around here. We'll also talk with this person, I guess. Let's take a look at our map. So, most of these quests are going to take place kind of over to the east of our current position. We'll head over that way, at least for a little bit, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then I'll probably take out a couple of these quests off camera, and then we'll head into the main area of Angmar. So, we do need to kill some of these Bladebeak Ravagers. These things are actually really annoying because they don't have a perfect drop rate, if I remember correctly, and they're kind of hard to find. So, it can be a little bit of a challenge, but it's nothing too amazingly difficult. Mostly it's just kind of grindy as far as just making sure you can find enough of them and slay them to pick up the loot and return it. Let's hit our cleanse skill. We got some debuffs on us. But you can look around, and it's kind of a desolate area. It's not super depressing, but, you know, it's not exactly a happy-looking place either. This isn't the kind of place where I would go to, you know, get married or have a birthday party or something. It's just kind of very blah. Very melancholy. And that's really what Angmar is described as in the books as well. So, once again, Turbine, I think, has done an excellent job with this area, and with pretty much all the other areas in the game as well. Really kind of capturing the feel that I envision when I've read through the Lord of the Rings trilogy and some of Tolkien's other works as well. Believe it or not, I have read a lot of Tolkien. My pronunciation is atrocious when it comes to some of the more fantastical names, but I have read a lot of Tolkien. So we're just going to kind of kill some some of these various critters and nasty things, and I'm going to do some questing and stuff like that, and I'll join up with you in just a little while. Alright guys, I am back, and in the interest of time, I did not complete every quest that I was given, although I probably could have. I did complete a couple of them though, so we are going to turn these in. Completed the one for the Bladebeaks and for the Spider Silk. Those two are pretty easy to complete. In fact, they're a lot easier than I remember them being. I wonder if this was also an area that was revamped at some point that I didn't know about. But either way, that went pretty smoothly. And we did hit level 41. So, let's take a look at our trait points and see what we can spend things on. Let's see here. We've got Final Strike, which gives more execute damage. Turn the Tide damage. Biting Edge. Biting Edge. Becomes a single attack, but as a bleed. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Oh, but it gives more damage that way. Okay. Yeah, let's do that one. Go ahead and apply that. So anyway, it's time to head into Angmar proper, which is kind of up this way. We just kind of follow this road north out of Lemikoti, or however you pronounce this little encampment that we're in at the moment. And up here we will get to Oghair. And Oghair is an area where you will do a pretty significant amount of questing if you want to play through Angmar. At least if you want to get the most out of Angmar and play through, you know, the majority of this area. And Angmar is a great area because you can level from about 40 all the way up to about level 45, even 50 if you want to do some of the other quests. There's a lot of group content in Angmar. And I don't just mean instances. I mean, there's a lot of group quests in Angmar, which is great if you are playing with a group. If you're not playing with a group, that's not so great. So, with that said, when you first enter in, you'll get this little quest for presenting yourself to the chieftain. We'll get some travel stuff. There's a skirmish camp over here. This is a main quest hub. There are a lot of different quests and things to do here. So let's kind of talk to some of these people. Oh, that's for the Halls of Night. That's a great little instance. Not quite as fun as Inn of the Forsaken, but fun nonetheless. We'll pick up some of these various quests. Let's see, we can cross over here, and we need to present ourselves to Cranog, the chieftain. And that's a nice, easy quest, and then he's going to give us a quest to help a bunch of different people out, who are all right here in this little area. Kill wargs, get bloodstone pendants, get rid of orcs, and all sorts of things. So we'll do a little bit of that as we kind of work our way through Angmar. Now, that's probably enough quests for the time being. There is a whole storyline, as with every area in LOTRO. There is a little storyline. I tend to not really get into the storylines a whole lot myself, just because it's just not really my thing. I'm more worried about you know, getting through the area and leveling up so I can get to the fun stuff, the raids and the large group content. I'm not so worried about the story, but there's a huge amount of lore and backstory and characters and narrative and all that kind of good stuff. There's all sorts of that in LOTRO, if that is something that interests you. There's a lot to read. I didn't really cover a whole lot of it in this Let's Play, but you know, you can. It is a free-to-play game. You are more than welcome to download the game and play it for yourself. And it is a game that will run fairly well, even on older machines, because it's a game that's been out for a very long time. This is a game that I've been playing. Well, you saw it earlier in the episode. I had my 4-year anniversary token, which is not 4 years of playing, but 4 years of being subscribed with a monthly fee to the game, because I went so far as to do that since I would play it so much. I figured, why not? I don't really play it as much as I used to, but I used to play this game for hours, probably 8 hours a day. I mean, my schedule for a long time was, you know, wake up, go to work, come home, play LOTRO until I passed out. That was my life for a while. And that is not the case anymore. Now I have other games that I play, and I have a family, and I have all sorts of things like that. But for a while I was a very introverted person. No, actually, that's not even true. That's not really a good way of saying it. I wasn't the English. I was not a shy. I was never a shy person or anything like that. There was just a point in my life when circumstances did not allow me to get out and you know, hang out with friends and drive to do this, and you know, it just didn't work out that way because of my circumstances at the time. So instead, I stayed home and I played LOTRO, and I played a lot of LOTRO, and I made some very good friends in LOTRO, online friends that I still talk to even to this day. A couple of them. I have so many unbelievable memories, and I would say if you have never played the game, and if you enjoy MMOs, this is a great one. The community in LOTRO, I would honestly say, is better than any other gaming community I have ever found in the history of ever. They are so helpful and friendly compared with a lot of other MMOs, It's just I can't express how much fun I've had with this game, and it's really the community that makes this game great. If you are a new player to LOTRO, I highly encourage you to, start making friends as quickly as possible, join a kinship, become part of a community, and, it just makes the game so much more fun and enjoyable. But let's see, we've got some of this stuff done. I got rid of orcs. We can deal with some of these other guys as well. These hill beasts. They'll give us the bloodstone pendants drop from hill beasts. And I think the skull amulets... I'm not sure where those drop from. But there's something for killing hill beasts, I thought. Either way, what I want to do is I want to kind of showcase the rest of this area. I'm not really going to worry about the quest too much anymore in this episode, because we are quickly running out of time. But I do kind of want to head east a little bit and just kind of show off Angmar. Look at the red sky. Look at how dreary and just uninviting this area looks. It is a beautifully done area, and it is beautiful in its ugliness, because this is not a pleasant place, and it's not supposed to be. It's Angmar. It's one of the major seats of evil in Middle-earth, so it is not supposed to be a happy place that you want to go and be a tourist and visit and go sightseeing. This is a nasty place that you don't want to go to, and when we get over here into the Malenhad, you will see a perfect example of how miserable this area is. And as I said, I hate Angmar. I hate being in Angmar because it's so uninviting. It's almost depressing being in Angmar. And Turbine did a wonderful job with that, because that is how this area is supposed to be. But there's all sorts of bogs and nasty critters, and there's swamps and stuff up here, and it's just a nasty place. Look at this. This is not a kind of place that I would want to live or be in or anything. And the whole region is like that. There's not a single place in Angmar that I would call beautiful. But it's beautiful in its own way, because it's ugly and uninviting, and that's exactly how the area is supposed to be. So I think that's pretty much it. I've droned on long enough, and I think we are pretty much out of time for this episode, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Don't forget, we are recording the final episode. Anyone who would like to join in is more than welcome to. Just be on the Landrival server at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and look for Rathbrand, me, in the world chat. I will be gathering the group together, and we're going to play through, whatever it is that we can play through as a group, and you must be at least level 20. At least level 20 to join. The higher the better. Preferably, closer to 40, so it's more fun. But if you can't, if you're only able to get to level 20 or so, that's fine. Come anyway. We'll still have a blast. It'll be a good time, and it will be a fitting end to the series. But that's all I got, guys. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time. And now I just need to keep myself from getting distracted by shiny things, because that seems to happen in this game quite often. Going through the world, and it is a beautifully rendered and designed world, I must say. Absolutely gorgeous. So it's easy to see something that